Did you know that Japan has the third largest economy in the world? Japan is actually well known for its constant earthquakes and rugged mountainous terrain, but for its relatively small size, it is one of the biggest exporters and has the third largest economy in the world. I did some interesting research, and even though only 18% of Japan's land is inhabitable, they managed to have a thriving economy. I will first tell you about their economy, and second inform you on how to conduct yourself within the business world, and third tell you about their politics and government. Japan is well known for its economy, so we'll start with talking about that. According to Japan Fast Facts and Economy, Japan's economy is the third largest in the world. Despite having a population of 125 million and being a relatively small country, Japan is a major importer of agricultural products. Japan imports over $30 billion in agricultural products each year. One third of that is from the United States, with the United States being Japan's largest exporter of agricultural goods. The GDP of Japan is also pretty good. The GDP is $4.73 trillion. The GDP per capita is $38,000. Now that we have a little insight into the economics of Japan's situation, let's now move on to how to conduct yourself when doing business over in Japan. Business in Japan is quite different since it is a completely different culture. So here are a couple things you'll need to know. When presenting a business card or receiving one, do so with two hands. This is a sign of respect, and also slightly bow when you're giving or receiving one. Also, do not address your counterpart by their first name, and do not present your counterpart with a traditional Western handshake. Go by the term Mr. or Mrs. and then followed by their last name. Many Japanese do not shake hands, so extending your hand to do so will lead to an awkward initial meeting. Now that we have covered business etiquette, let's move on to Japan's political situation as well as their government. Japan's governmental system has been in place for the past 71 years. Japan is run as a constitutional monarchy, and many people in the past have seen Japan run as a military state, but it is considered a constitutional monarchy with a prime minister in charge. The people of Japan do not get much of a say, as they can't vote for an individual. They have to vote for one or two parties, and they cast their vote for one or two parties. Now that we have covered the three major points, let's recap on what was discussed. The summary of the main points: Japan has the third largest economy in the world. In doing business in Japan, remember to always show respect and follow the etiquette we talked about. Last, the government in Japan has been the same type for the past 31 years, so the people are used to a certain type of government. I've gone over some important focal points of how to conduct yourself during your business trip to Japan. Remember what I have said, and you will succeed in your endeavor.